In this episode of Talking About Orcs, we're going to be going over Lootas. So Lootas are pretty good, actually. Short answer, too long didn't watch. So they are essentially orc boys with really big guns, so they have the exact same stats as any other orc boy. Strength 4, Toughness 4, 1 wounds, 6 up save, attacks 2. Contains 5 Lootas. They come each with a def gun, which is 48 inch, heavy D3, strength 7, AP -1, and 2 damage per shot. When a unit fires its def guns, roll 1 die for the number of attacks and use this for all def guns fired by the unit in this phase. So, Lootas have extremely mixed reviews online. Every time I've played Lootas, I have done extremely well with them. That 2 damage stacks up fast with the number of shots you're putting out, and I mean fast. Other people have not had so much luck with them, and the reason for that is they are squishy. They are no more survivable than an ordinary orc boy, because they are an orc boy with just big guns. And so they are incredibly easy to kill, and at 3 times the cost of a regular orc boy, as soon as these guys open up on something, they will get targeted and taken out. So they will rarely do enough damage to justify their existence, if even with a cover, even with a KFF, even with the old tricks of the wall. There is nothing you can do to keep these guys alive if you just put them on the table. They need to be in something. I've always played them inside a battle wagon. Specifically, I had 1 unit of 10 or 1 unit of 9, 2 units of 5, and a KFF mech in a battle wagon. Even after the nerf for you of the fortress rule, where they still had the penalty to shoot, it didn't matter. You could rotate the battle wagon and get a pretty good shot on just about anything anyway. And so I've done really well with my Lootas. They've always done just a ton of damage because they were inside something that kept them alive. Because it's a lot harder to shoot through something that's toughness 7 and 12 wounds than it is to kill something that's toughness 4 with a 6 up save. So yeah, if you're gonna play Lootas, you have to put them in something. Another option, of course, is the Imperial Bunker, or in this case, a Cromlech Daka bunker. Now this holds 10 models, but only 5 can shoot out. So you just make units of 5 Lootas. Of course, with the rule of 3, that kind of limits what you can do with them. And that might limit their firepower more than what I've been experiencing, but only experimenting will tell. But you put 5 of these guys in a bunker and they will be safe from shooting until the bunker is destroyed. And with only 5 of them, they're not going to be a priority target. They're going to be very much orky with only 5 models, because they're going to be hit or miss. Some rounds they will do, some turns they will do a lot of damage. Sometimes they will do absolutely nothing with only 5 models, but it's not a lot of points investment either. I think it's 165 points total investment for this setup here. 5 Lootas in a bunker. And you could even buy more if you wanted to. The others can't shoot out, and say if you have the opportunity to move out of the bunker and shoot the rest of them, then that might not be completely impossible. Or you could even put 2 units of 5, buy 2 units of 5, put them both in there, and then just move 1 out after the first turn of shooting. So there are lots of options here on how to play your Lootas, but I think the battle wagon, the Luta wagon, is the most viable, simply because of its toughness and wounds, and giving a 5 up invul save is pretty good. Of course, that is going to use up your 3 Lootas under the rule of 3, but I really think that rule of 3 hurts the Lootas more than just about anything else in the army if you want to run them, because I think multiple units of Lootas are the way to go. That way you don't have to commit everything at once. You can kind of shoot, I'm going to shoot 5 at this. If it survives, I'll shoot another 5. If it survives, I'll shoot another 5. You can't really do that anymore. You're going to have to go all in with 3 units of 10, 3 units of 15, if you're going to play Lootas, and put them inside something to keep them alive. Even a Sky Shield landing pad isn't completely out of the question there with that 4 up invul save. But I personally prefer just to not be able to be shot at them at all, period. And I think the Luta wagon or the bunkers is going to be the way to go with these guys. But if you can keep them alive, they are fantastic. That 2 damage per shot stacks up so fast, you will be amazed. You just have to keep them alive, and keeping orcs alive is a very difficult task. So, have you used Lootas? Again, they are very mixed reviews in general on these guys. Some people, most of the time, people say Lootas are not worth their points because they're so easy to get shot off the table, and there's nothing you can do about it except put them inside something, and then they become great because now your opponent's going to be worrying about shooting that battle wagon off the table to get to those Lootas, get those squishy bits inside, where your jumped boys and your commandos are going to be able to, and any battle wagon or trucks that are moving forward are going to be less likely to take that heavy weapons fire because that Luta wagon is in the back annihilating him. 2 damage, that's a Terminator. Every failed save is a dead Terminator. Every failed save is a dead Primaris Marine. Yeah, Lootas are great. I do hope they do something with them in the Codex. I am hoping for, I know this is a bit of a stretch and almost in Fantasyland, but giving them a rule similar to the Dark Reapers where they always hit on a 5+ regardless of modifiers. Maybe make it a stratagem, maybe just make it part of the Luta rule, but that's what I would like to see. Always hit on a 5+ regardless of modifiers would make these things incredible, just absolutely incredible. Return them to the glory days of 5th edition and 6th edition, where they were one of the best shooting units in the game. They still are one of the best shooting units in the game, but they no longer have the survivability they had before. So the wall, where it had a special rule, if you went to ground behind it, you had a 2-up save. Oh, I abused the crap out of that. That was amazing. Lootas with a 2-up save. Anyway, that was the past. This is the present. Lootas are squishy. Put them inside something, and they will do work. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Orcs. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications for new Talking About Orcs videos every Wednesday, new battle reports every Friday, and hobby videos whenever I can. Thanks for watching.